as night falls, conditions have gotten a lot better than they were at about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. We saw those pictures, that massive, massive flames going up above those trees. That is no longer, although we are seeing some flare-ups on the hillside behind me. Now, where I'm standing right now, next to this cinder block wall along I-80, now know that cause, of course, to be a catalytic converter, but fire crews were really, really trying to attack this. You're going to come up.
Okay.
A lot of fight left.
Okay, so same thing goes with the smoke. This is a forest fire. Obviously, catalytic converter, they said, caught fire. They're also throwing out some of the red lead onto the fires to put it out. So this should be okay. Oops. I'm going to keep any copyright strike shit away. Alright, so just like in the clouds, I'm looking around for the imagery. The imagery, there's going to be thousands and thousands of images in this smoke as you look at it. Now, the larger ones, again, notice, keep an eye out for triangular shapes. When I say triangular shapes, you're not going to be looking for nano-sized triangles unless you're looking at nano-size or microscopic size imagery. If you're looking at big shit like this and a big smoke thing, now the deeper I go, the more I'm going to get. And also changing my perspective of it all, right? So off the top of my head, as I'm looking large, I see an eye, a nose, and a mouth. Actually, that's under the nose. Here's the mouth. There he is. So eye, nose, and mouth. Now I can try to find a better perspective for you on them. What category is going to fall in, I'm not sure. I could also, by the way, put a filter on this, and it also does better for you because we have lost contrast in our eyes. Might have been something to do with not being able to see everything that I'm trying to show you. So that's why I usually will put a filter on. I'm just not going to bother doing it right now because I'm just screwing around. I don't even know if I'm going to get copyright strikes and all this shit has been going on. So anyways, I see another one here. It's hidden by a little bit of a cloud of smoke, another cloud of smoke as it's coming through, but I know the imagery. It also looks feline on the top of its head. Top of its head's right here. One eye is here. The other eye is here. The nose is here. It looks like a feline nose, and its mouth is going to be down here. Okay, then I can start flipping around. If I can... because I got this thing laying down on the table flat, it gives me the ability to do shit like this. So I come back out so I don't confuse myself. It's like an eraser. It's like going like that, so I can get some things out of my image. Now here's one looking off in that direction, but you can see the mouth right here, eye here, top of its forehead here. I won't be able to crop because I'm working upside down. Here's that other image in another direction, eye, nose, and mouth. Human image, right? Human. Let's see what else we got. Okay, and another layer. There's another layer because that's how this all works. When I bring this camera outside and show you into the trees, I'll explain that better than I'm gonna attempt to do right now. Okay, this is all air all around, leading up to that smoke. From that smoke to this cameraman, not me, but the cameraman who's taking this video. Him, we see it as air. It's transparent. We don't see anything there, right? So what I'm saying is that every nook, every cranny, every thing that you see, whether it's the trees, the clouds, the smoke, whatever it is, everything leading up to any point of, I could describe it as mass, as a solid mass, because even the smoke, I'm going to try to look at it that way for you as I try to describe this. Because this is how you're going to see the creator. This is how you see the true creator and the true creator's work, by doing what I'm explaining. We always looked at these things as we're looking at the bio aspects. We're never looking at the energy that's all around it, because if it's transparent, we think that it's invisible, and we think that we cannot see it. But that's not so. We can actually see it, because you're gonna really look, you know. So back here in the background, as I was moving the camera around, you're probably seeing some of these other ones. Now you got separate colors coming in, but you can still see the outlines of the face, right? So eye, nose, and mouth, right? Looks very human, but it's coming in a couple different colors. Let's see what I got down here. Yeah. Okay. So in here, eye, nose, and mouth. Over here, eye, nose, and mouth. Let's see when I focus that other one. Okay, this one I'm at a different angle, but it's kind of the one I was just trying to show you, but at a different angle. Eye, nose, and mouth. See if I can get them a little better. Okay, I see some large ones. I just don't know if I point them out, if you'll even get it or not. Let's see. All right, let's go from this way. Canine face right here, and it looks like it's got some outline to it. Eye, snout, nose, and mouth. See it all that good though. So right here again, this different angle. Eye, feline, looks feline, or is it human? Maybe human. Mouth open. So eye, nose, mouth open. Can make out a little bit of that one a little bit better, because there's a human face here. Eye, nose, and mouth looking off. Up screen. Stage left. Yeah, stage left there. Stage right. Yeah, that one's a pretty decent one there. Get my stick out of the way. Okay, so here's a pretty cool one too. So eye, nose, mouth of this large one. Again, I could be cropping some of these for you too, so you can get them a little better. I could go in on all these trees and stuff like that, too, and stuff like that if I wanted to. Let's see. I'm not going to right now, but I could if I wanted to. Because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So what I could do is put a filter on, zone you out, and start going in on these fields, right? And start showing you from such a long distance. I mean, you see how far that away is. Someone else already did the first part for me. They already did the digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon on Channel Fox. They told you it was a bunch of trees, a biosystem that you're living in. They didn't tell you nothing about the electrical components or the electrical part of it. The little bits that they do tell you about, they lie to you about. So I'm offering you, they tell you that you can go see it all for yourself. You don't need, and you can do this on any channel. It doesn't matter, CNN, Fox, whoever your heroes are. All right, so coming down here to the trees, once you start going in on them and you start looking around, use your camera to start. Like I said, if you can add contrast by putting a filter on it, I mean, they're everywhere in here. So it's my choice and my pick of what it is I'm going to point out to you. I'm trying to find things that I think you can lock into, that your eyes will lock into. So What am I doing that? There's a lot of different things, but it doesn't matter. Like you see all these dark ones, see all these dark trees. These are actually trees, but once I get you lost in them in the imagery, you're going to lose track of what's bio, and you're going to just only see the electrical part of it all, right? Because as I'm aiming this camera up here, you should be able to start seeing all these faces. See them all? See, here's one face, the nose is right here. I'm going a little smaller. Here's another one, the nose is right here looking out from another direction. Here's another one, and these might not be as good once I upload them as what I'm seeing right now in the camera. That's why, again, I recommend that you go and do this for yourself, and you'll start to see it. All right, so down here, anyways, I like some of these, so I'm gonna grab them for you. So right here on this particular angle, eye, nose, and mouth. Okay, of that one. And I'll try to for you. And then I can pull back and see in and out and change my angles around to see what else I'm going to get out of that area. I got a whole bunch of them already in my eyes, but again, triangular shapes. Keep an eye out for all the triangular shapes. See the triangular shapes on this one here? Here's an eye, tiny little nose and a mouth of a canine, but then that image is within another image, and there's other images within that image. So as I keep going deeper and deeper, I can keep going all the way down to a nano size, even though we're looking at this huge area of trees. So I can, if I wanted to, I can keep going down and down and down. So if you know what you're shooting for example, I can keep going like this, and I'm going to start getting blurry. But if you know what you're looking for, then you would do that to that area. Like let's say it was a helicopter shot, then you can hover right over that area, take another shot of that area, and then get out of the helicopter, mark where you are, go down into the grass in that area, do another shot of that area, and then you'd have everything going all the way down to that area. Because all around us, as I keep explaining, are the builders. That's us. We are the builders. We are these electrical creatures, and they are all around us. Our energy belongs to this system. All right, so anyways, back to this shit. All right, so here's a couple of cool ones with big nose and stuff like that. So you got eye with one of those other big schnozzes like I showed you before. His mouth's right here. He's got a beard. He's got beard and everything like that, mustache. So again, keep in mind that it's image within image. So that's what cropping does for you, because if I go like this, you'll be able to see it a little better. If I make a circle out of it, where was he? Right here, right? Which one was I getting you? This one? What I'm trying to show you now and point out to you is that if you crop for yourself, you'll be able to see the images more clearly, because otherwise your eyes will get confused in the collage, because everything looks like a collage to our eyes. We separate everything. We don't see them as one. Once you start realizing that it's all one, because it's all one energy, they're building everything in the system. So therefore, it starts to make sense when you say, "Oh, okay, now I see image within image within image." Anyways, here we go. Some more funny noses. Eye, nose, and mouth. And I'll just mention too, you don't even have to count anything I'm showing you right now as evidence of the imagery. Like you're gonna say to yourself, "That's a weird looking fucking nose. What do you got?" Because there's another image here. Eye, using that same long nose and mouth works with. Go with the larger, many larger, right? Because you got one in here, eye, using that same nose and a mouth. Then you got these eyes up here, black eyes, these blacker eyes, work with this nose and this mouth, or you could back out and it'll work with a larger image, because that's the way the whole entire system works that way. So if I pull out to here, I'll come in on some of these. Eye, nose, and mouth. Then if I come out a little bit more, you'd see how the nose, when I'm in, the nose is this one. It's over here. Eye, roof of the nose, whatever, in the nose. And then, but if I'm going to pull out, now all of a sudden we come up with this nose. So you end up getting the eyes here, other eyes here. Use the larger nose in order to fit this, and then the mouth. It's image within image within image from the veil to the ground. These just happen to be some trees that are on Fox News. Look around in here. Look at all the images. So this is from this distance. Now if we went up to this tree, then we'd be able to go in on all the other images that make up this tree. Now, I'll also say this because I used to have to explain this when I was doing my past series, and a lot of times I'd miss it, or the videos would get deleted on me. All right, so whenever we're looking at the system like this, and it's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from an area of trees and some smoke on Fox Channel, whatever the name of that thing is. But this is not a good one, anyways. I'll bring you into way better ones than this. Texture will show you to your perception. You will get more out of it. As soon as they start dumping their stuff on there and doing their stuff, it might even see more. Another one is light perspective. So sometimes, like tornadoes, when I'm digitally collecting electromagnetic nanocarbon from the tornadoes and stuff, if the light's coming from behind the tornado, the imagery is not nearly as good because I don't have the light. I only got one thing, darkness, right? But if you bring light and dark into it, then all the images start showing up in your eyes better, right? It doesn't mean they're not there. The same way that I'm telling you that all in here where we see is transparent. Everything we see from where his camera is transparent, and then everything from my camera down to this computer top right here is also transparent, right? You don't see anything. You just air to us, right? That's our bio side. That's our consciousness that only sees that. So I'm trying to help you that with your consciousness, be able to see that this is all energy in here. This is all filled energy, and there's all particles everywhere in here. What the hell? Battery saver. I gotta plug this in. Hold on a minute. So, the point I'm trying to make is that you'll understand it, and then you'll be able to see it. And then not only will you be able to see it, after you see it, you'll be able to feel it, hear it, understand it much better, the system that we actually live in. It's not to say that the human world is not real. That the bio world is real, and there's going to be people out there that are going to be trying to. They have been for many, many years, and they try to throw us and our programming. It's programming. So they put out all these movies about a matrix system, right? It's a matrix. It's a matrix. I got a lot of people saying it's a matrix, and it's not a matrix. Even though because there's carbons in the system and everything like that, I would compare calling it a matrix or a hologram, saying that we live in a hologram. I would compare that to all the other bullshit stories we heard over the years. And don't go with them. They're just part of the programming. You have to look for yourself. I would think that it'd be important that I am a nobody, because I am a nobody, and I'm showing this to everybody, to anybody that wants to look at it. Then that should be considered more real than any of these actors and actresses and these players on the world stage are doing. They're not going to tell you the real story. I mean, they got everybody believing that they live on a spinning wet pararocket ball. They spend trillions of dollars a year doing these pretend space shit that they do. Again, everything's a lie, but that doesn't mean they don't have rockets that go and go up into the air and everything, put on a show. That don't mean that they don't put actors on television to go up into a rocket and go hit the top of our atmosphere. They obviously cannot go out past the Van Allen belts, what they call the Van Allen belts. They obviously cannot get past that. They never could. So what they're doing is they're even satellites. Well, we know with satellites, we think they're in outer space. They're not. They're riding around at the outside of our inner atmosphere, and they're riding around an electromagnetic current, which is free energy for everybody. They don't need fuel. They don't need the sun. They can run night and day. They're running around an electromagnetic current. So I want to try to show you guys that too, about where we started and stuff on all this and everything. And when I go back to Pastor Brooks's videos and everything like that. Let me see what else we got on Fox News. Hold on. Actually, let's play it out. I think there's some more smoke coming up. Okay, so we can do the same thing on all this. I mean, you can see the imagery clearly right away. You should be able to start seeing the imagery, right? So I can see it even from this distance. I don't even have to really go in on anything to start being able to see it with my eyes. So up here you see eye, nose, and mouth. Over here you see another image, obviously eye, nose, and mouth. You can see this large one, eye, nose, and mouth. Looks like it's going to be in the rodent family. We can look around just in general. with our eyes and see this all the time, everywhere you go, keeping an eye out for anything with human influence. Now, even because it's a forest fire, so again, that would seem natural to everybody. But if it was let's say, a chemical fire of a factory or something like that, or when these houses start burning up and stuff, then we start pulling in human influence again. Anybody that I'm showing this to, I would have to point that out to, because otherwise it would be considered, even if it's in the back of their mind. It's actually pretty good. I can actually see a lot of imagery in the smoke here, so just take a look at it real quick. So what I was trying to say before I change over to videos. Okay, so the air from that camera of the cameraman all the way up to where that smoke is, right? That transparentness, that nothingness, that air, or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to get you to see that you can see it all. You can see it all, and it's always there. So it's not like the energies have to go, oh, there's a fire down here, so the energies all run over here to create this imagery for you. No, that's not it. That's not the way it works. I had a couple people asking me about that before I even left, 6 months ago, and I never got a chance to respond to it. If I did, maybe it's on something, but I want to try it again and try to get this through to you, impress to you as you're watching this happen. No, the energy is always there. The energy is always everywhere because it's all one. When you start the fire, you see the imagery, because now that transparentness now has minerals and heavy metals and minerals going up into the atmosphere and into the air that now allows you to see what was already there. Okay, is that the way to get it across to people? So the imagery is already there. That's why I always say from the veil to the ground. So even if we're not seeing anything, now when I take you over to the cloud level, when we start digitally collecting electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level, you're going to keep that same thing in mind. It's not that the jets are putting out these trails of dust, let's say on a bio level. On a human level, we could think of it that way. That would be correct. If you said, yeah, the jets go by, they put out all this carbons into the atmosphere, and what they're using it for, because this is one of the conspiracies, they use it to reflect holographic images off of, so that the governments, it's a big psyop thing out there. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it or not, but that's a big psyop, and they really use it. And what the conspiracy theorists will tell you, and they're telling you the truth about it, but they're conspiracy theorists, so therefore they get laughed at, and everybody just ignores them. But anyways, what they always refer to is like Michael Jackson on stage under a holographic image. Another good one, I'll try to find it for you guys, and I'll try to go in on it, is the whale coming up out of the gymnasium floor and jumping over, or is it a dolphin, something like that. And then another one is a tiger walking up to the little girl in the gymnasium. They set up a holographic image thing, and it looks so freaking real, right? Because it got color and everything in it as well, and stuff like that. See, we took the color out. Our eyes could be seeing thousands of more colors than they do. And when we were more electrical, we did see all those other colors. So now I'm forced to have to add filters to my camera to be able to show you better everything that I'm trying to show you now. I'm not using a filter today, but I'm just pointing that out. All right, I got to do something a little different here because my phone's got to stay plugged in. So I got to bring this thing over this way and do this. Okay. Okay, so right off the bat, I already seen some from over there. I was looking at all these, so let's see if I can find the angle for them. And I do have to keep moving some things around. Let's see. Okay, I'm bringing it far out. Again, digital pixels, and then I gotta go copy off the digital pixels. I'm sure that a high resolution screen would do a much better job. I have all cheap equipment. I work off a $30 camera, so the Fox News camera guy, he's got good equipment, but you got to remember it's on a shitty computer screen and being filmed with a shitty camera. Much better to go look for yourselves than to do what I'm showing you how to do, but I just want to show you how to do it. All right, so let's see. I want to try getting the largest ones. All right, so from this distance, and I had to pull my camera back a little. That's why you're seeing this up here. But from a little bit of a distance, I'm seeing I, canine, or probably a nose here. I see the snout coming down. That's why I'm saying I snout. And then on a larger scale, you got, if I can find the other eye, yeah, eye, eye, nose, and mouth is way down here. You can see the make out of the teeth and everything like that of that large image. Let's see. So there's another one over here with one of those weird noses like I was telling you about, but it might fall in the canine family too if I keep moving it around. It's right here, eye, with one of those weird noses, and because it's all whited out here, the smoke stops here. So therefore, I'm not getting the rest of it. Again, that transparency. Just because nothing is here for me to see doesn't mean it's not there. I know it's there because I can start a fire over here and I get the imagery as well, right? So that's why I say when I start showing you the clouds, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to come do this. As I start showing you the clouds, I want you to know that you're going to prove to yourself that it's not a government psyop to show us the imagery. That's not the psyop. They do have them. They do holographic images. Different humans that are here with us do have add human influence to the whole thing. So something going on here. So I again canine, nose is right here. Looks like it's gonna fall in the bulldog family or something of that nature. Fuck's my hand. Yeah, recording well. And I'm real fast, so I do move the camera around pretty quick. This down here is also all smoke and everything, so I can, come look around down here. Because I clearly see this one. Eye, nose, and mouth. Looks like a lot of canine going on in this one. I've been looking since the beginning of this to see if there's ever any patterns. Like, and there is, but I still have not put together why it is and what it is going on. Like, for example, if one particular carbon was being put into the atmosphere, I shouldn't say one, but one group of particulars, if they were being put into the atmosphere with smoke or whatever. So eye, nose, mouth. You can see the mouth, the outline of the mouth. Um, Over here at this angle, you can see these a little better. Eye, mouth right here. It looks like the nose is going to fall here, looking in our direction of the camera. We can see this one a little bit better. His eye is real good now too, looking off in that direction. It's another good point. But you can see his nose a little better too. And you can see it's canine on that one, the nose. There's another one in here, right here. Eye, nose, and mouth. That one looks to be, what is that? Feline family? Canine? Either ape or canine. I don't know. I'm trying to make out this nose right here. There's another really cool one too that's got some color in it too because the flames are coming up. But eye, nose, and mouth. I was showing you that one a minute ago from a different angle, a second ago. And then as I go along, eye, nose, and mouth. Human face. Even got a little bit of hairdo going on and shit. And then there's another one inside that too. It's alright, whatever. Canine? Oops, alright. Yeah, so there was sometimes that would happen. Just like I'll try to find actually one of them for you guys so that I can explain that part later in the series too. I'll have to remember to try to go back to it. But there is supposed satellite footage, and you know that I don't believe in outer space nonsense, but the satellites do roam around in our upper atmosphere in order to do things. But they're flying on technology because they're not flying. They're using the electromagnetic current in the system in order to run them up there. But it's all, again, all shit technology. We all think that it's so great and everything. It's all garbage. Let me press play here and let's see if I can. See, I can do the same thing with that red crap coming out of the plane and stuff like that. We can do the same thing. Let's see. Oops. What did I do? Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is a good example to explain to you too. What I was just saying on the other video, or maybe at the beginning of this one, about the light. So wherever you got light, because light is a big part of this. A light spectrum, color spectrum is a big part of this. When I go to draw out that six-sided star later, I'm going to show you what the true creator built and how he built it with that, using that six-pointed star. And then inside that six-pointed star, I can show you what came from the bio build, what was added to make the bio build happen, and then that'll also help. But look at the outline of everything. In other words, just looking out that way, because this is all dark here. I'm not going to be able to get anything for you because I don't have. I have darkness on this side, and I have only light on this side. I need to bring it across. I could come into the grass down here, and I could bring you into the grass and everything like that. But this particular photograph, video, if I stop it right here, that's not to say that the angle doesn't change if the cameraman goes in another direction, whatever. So I'll take what I can get though. So I already know I'm not going to get any imagery out of here because I have all dark here and I have all light over here. It's kind of like they do with the clouds. There's a mist in the air right here. This is all a mist. We can start looking in here and I can start finding you in the mist, the imagery, easily. Again, proving that it's all from the veil to the ground because the imagery is all here already. It's not until you add the particles. So they do this geoengineering that conspiracy theorists call, I call mineral streets. These add these nanocarbons to the atmosphere in order for us humans to control the weather the way we do. And then you'll see it as this silvery mist. Now, we've been lied to so long, and throughout time, so much has happened in the last 50 years to 60 years that we changed because we went from that industrial revolution over to trailing out of jets. And when we went over to doing that, a lot of things changes. First of all, the school system, for example, added 12 new cloud formations and explanations of clouds according to their new science. Now, how the hell do you get new clouds after thousands of years, hundreds of years even, whatever? All of a sudden you come up with new clouds. And I was pissed when my kids came home with them lessons, and I made a video about it. That was years ago. And I did that video on Facebook way before I ever found any of this. I was just pissed off because it was I was pissed off about the geoengineering. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You can see how this is all working. But at the same time, I got to have some appreciation for it because I never would have been able to show you guys all of this. I never would have found it all. So I'm glad they threw it in our face the way they did. I just wish there was more people that were seeing it. I wish it wasn't just me because it is very lonely. Like Wolfus used to tell me, you're a lonely dude. He's right. So I can catch this if my stupid computer didn't suck big juice because I keep going back for it and I do see the imagery when it's right here. So let's see. Try it again. Okay, so even right there, I'm already starting to see that I can pull the imagery out for you because I'm starting to get dark and light. I'm starting to get the, okay, even right there, I know that I can pull all the imagery out. And you could too, if you just start looking at things this way. Even in the clouds, whatever. Look at this is an ape. I can see it's clearly an ape. I can even see its teeth, everything in this image. It's going to be very clear when I go in on it. Guarantee it. It's got the outline of the face, got the eye this way, looking off that direction. You can see its mouth open. I can see it's an ape face. It's not human. And then, matter of fact, if you cut it off, now again, I know because I know the system. This is all imagery in here. I already know that. But you can certainly go like this and cut it off and say, "Holy shit, looks like fucking King Kong." I'm sorry to be swearing. This is Candace and Pastor Brooks's video, but Look, if I crop it for you, I can make it, look like King Kong. So let me see if I can reach it with this thing. Yeah, definitely can. Look. Look at, with the chin and the teeth and everything like that. Where's my stick? And it's like this all the time. You'll in the clouds everywhere. You'll always see stuff like this. All right. So obviously, I showed you the direction it's looking off. Eye here, the other eyebrow's there, but you're not going to see the eye because it's on the other side of his face, right? Clearly, see his nose. You can see I don't know what they call it on an ape, like the snout or whatever of an ape, and then his top teeth right here. You can see the top teeth. You can see the lip area, right, as it goes down. I know my stick's a little shaky. And then you can see his bottom row of teeth and the chin. You can see the whole thing. It's very clear. And again, these are garbage. These are crappy. I'm just coming to them and showing you how easy it all is. We can do way better than this when we're digitally collecting this stuff ourselves. Let's see. So, why is Fox News, right? Why is Fox News not out there saying, they were happy to put these people with the ghost when they think it's an angel, right? Even if they thought it was the devil, whatever, they'd be happy to do it as long as you can't prove the real system. As long as nobody like myself is coming out and showing you the real system, because if doing what I'm doing, and the reason why I'm going after mainstream again now, because I went after mainstream before, but I didn't feel like it was going anywhere. It just fell on deaf ears. So this time I'm going after mainstream again with that same intention of saying, well, what? Why? Why not? Think about it. If somebody posts an angel, then why did not somebody say, hey, there's this guy that's got videos up on YouTube, and he's able to capture the angels, right? He's able to he thinks that there's some nanocarbon thing or something kind of crap, and he does swear a lot and everything like that. But if you go look, you'll see the angels, right? That no one's going to do that. As a matter of fact, no one can even touch this. They can't even rank it out. That's why when I go to start ranking out Fox and stuff like that, it's no big deal because like again, it's not like I have a big crowd following my videos or anything, so it's not a big deal. At least not to the people that I'm calling out. Not unless they really go look. Then it becomes a big deal. Then they will say, holy shit, what am I looking at here and that kind of thing. And I've been looking for a while, so I have some answers for you. But that's not going to happen. They won't be able to come out about it because whoever their superiors are, there are a lot of them that work for the 7.8 billion. There are 7.8 billion zombies working for the 7.8 billion zombies. So they're not going to come out. They know in their subconscious that they cannot show anybody any of this, even if they do see it. Even if they could, they can't. So that's pretty funny. So, for example, there could be on the other side of that, instead of someone coming out and taking it seriously and saying that they're ghosts or angels, someone could come out and say, especially because it doesn't fit any of the narratives. That's another thing. The feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast doesn't fit the narratives of the Bibles. It does not fit the narrative of the space aliens. It does not fit the narrative of the holograms. It doesn't fit the narrative because it's all the same and because of the way the system is. That's why I'm telling you there's no two interpretations to any of this. There's one interpretation to it all, but you have to go see it all. Go look at it all. Don't just go to the clouds and then walk away and say that's crazy. Go look everywhere that I'm showing you, and the moon especially, so that you can get off that spinning wet pararocket ball you're all on, or that you all imagine that you're on. And they do this with everything. I just don't want to freak you out and stuff. I want to be able you to see it for yourself first, and then we'll talk about how ridiculous dinosaurs are. You might as well have just made unicorn museums all over the place, and then you got space museums all over the place. I mean, how stupid. It's so crazy. So crazy the way we did it all, man. Such liars. All right, let me press play and see what else we did.
Firefighters faced the flames from the Parley's Canyon fire.
Oh yeah, there's a good spot.
It was a no-brainer that we were going to do
Come on,
an
you
aggressive
fucking
initial attack.
piece of shit, man. This computer sucks.
Do aggressive initial attack.
Marching up the sides of the canyon.
Yeah, we did that one.
Firefighters.
Okay, so right over this fire truck, I actually see a cloud or smoke or whatever it might be. with a huge face looking over, and these always are funny to me too, because every channel that I put on, and when I'm watching movies, once you start seeing it all, you see it all, and you think to yourself, there's people all over the place, there's everyone everywhere, and if they're all looking for ghosts and angels, then why don't they just look right over their own fire truck? Eye, nose, and mouth of this big image of a human image. Let's see, I'll try to get it a little darker for you. Right? Let's see, I'll get them this way. Yep. So, when you see these and you see them in places where everybody's looking, and you say, how could they not be seeing it? Now, there's a little bit of trickles of smoke and atmosphere and everything like that. And I just saw the clip I was going for is actually clouds, which is here, if I can pause and play and get it.
From the Harley's Canyon fire.
Okay, right here. So here's some more clouds. I'm sorry, smoke. And you'll notice that the smoke over here is all white, and the smoke over here is dark and light, right? So we got more texture going on over here for us to be pulling the imagery from than here for our eyes. Doesn't mean the imagery's not there, because look, eye, nose, and a mouth down here of a very large image. Now, in here are thousands of other images. I can start pulling in on some of them. I'm gonna move this again. Hold on. Okay. All right, so now I'll go to the light side first, just so you know what I'm trying to talk about. All right, so the way that they, when I bring it up in a lot of my videos about an eraser, in the geoengineering, what I call mineral streets, they have these jets that go around using sound resonance, the same way I'm telling you that the Dopplers on the ships and the Dopplers on the land, well, also underground and above and everywhere else are also these different ways that we use sound resonance, sine waves, in order to steer things, in and out of place. There's a natural current that we originally had, but again, always influenced by human influence. It's not even the false creator that does all that. He's not responsible for all that shit. That's human influence. The human influence seems to me to be the worst thing going, but the thing is that I don't want to beat up the human population, because it's not about feeling bad. It's just about admitting what really went wrong, what really happened, so that we can fix it. Because we don't want to beat ourselves up about all this either. We don't want to feel crappy about it. I mean, maybe we should feel crappy about it, but I have a mirror and urn on. I don't want to feel that shitty that we were all dumbed down zombie slaves who were never able to escape our own slavery. Anyways, down here you see some large faces, but you see the mouth and the nose that's starting to work out for the human face. I'm going to come over here for a minute. Let me just pull some darkness in so I can get to this one. Okay, so I'm moving my camera so I can get them a little better. Nose, see, it's a human nose. Matter of fact, let's see. Yeah, so we got a different nationality going on there. Bigger nostrils on that one as well. I'm just looking and see which way the nostrils are aiming before I do that. Now, with the darker clouds, of course, you're going to see them better. This is kind of just like what I'm going to start showing you in the moon. If you look in the moon where you have the colors, so you have all the colors are in there in order to give you nice texture so that you can get nice imagery like this, like over here, right? Because you're going to have all the colors in there. But when you put it all to one color, this is not even all one color. This, I don't know, I'm off the top of my head, probably 100, 150 different colors. So look in here. Eye, nose, and mouth. These are a little bit cloudy looking because they're a little bit cloudy and not cartoony though. They have texture to them, so they're not cartoony. Here's another one with pupils. So you see the eye here and the eye here. The pupils are always going to be directional. If you have a problem and you find one eye and you don't find the other eye matching, look around a little bit harder and look for the pupils, because we see a full eye here with a pupil right here, and we see a full eye here with a pupil here looking off in that direction. And if I pull out a little bit, I'll try to get you. So now you got his eyebrows. I shouldn't say his, but its eyebrows. And then you can see its nose right here. But that nose is a little bit angled a little bit too much for me. I want to say it's right here is going to be the nose. That's going to be the bottom of the nose for that one. Then if I change my angle, I'm going to try to find it. I'm trying to bring this other nose into it. Because I believe that the other nose is going for the angle I'm looking for because of the direction the pupils are looking in, right? Then you got another one right here, eye, nose, and the mouth open down here. Then you got the ones, like I said, always looking off to the side and looking off in different directions. But I would, and then there's also the other ones. It's image within image. So there's a lot of images in here. So you'll have one color. It's different colors will start popping out at you. If you go to the tops, look around, like up here, right? So you come up here and go eye, nose, mouth. Obviously in the ape family, right? That one, or rodent. Anyways, right here, eye, nose, and mouth. You can see that one right there. Notice all the triangular shapes that you're seeing everywhere. I'm pointing at the darker triangular shapes because I always feel that's the best way to start anyone out. I think that their eyes will be more attracted to the darker. That darker could mean in the cloud situation, blue sky behind it is darker than the white that's in front of it. So therefore count that transparency as the dark spot and then look at those, and they're always triangular. That's how you're seeing the builders. That's how you see the builders. So let's see, did I go in with this? Okay. So over here, okay, it's more texture. It's darker over here in the fire. So I can start out here. I won't go in too far. I'll start again. Keep an eye out for triangular shapes. Root for the nose, big weird looking nose with mouth, lips, and everything, right? I can come out and try to get them full, but I don't want to come into the next image on you. Because the next image that I'm catching, that my eyes are catching anyway, is eye, nose, and mouth, tongue out. Even got a forehead, little bit of hair stuff going on here, ears and everything in that image, and a lot of them do. And then again, it's image within image within image. So let's see if I do it. It's coming for this one next, I guess. So eye, nose,